slight issue. There is a hole right there. Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. That's a bit of a bummer because I just welded this in a couple of weeks back and welded this in just a minute ago. And no, it's not because I cut off too much. This is because I had a lot of repair panels. This car is not easy to get repair panels for, but I did have some, but they were not complete. There was cut a little bit from some of them. So I had a full length panel that went down here, but not higher than this. Then I had a rear wheel arch where some of it was stolen, so it only went down to here. Now I have this hole right there, and it's a complicated shape. There's several ways to do this. I could make it out of one piece, bend it, shrink the inside so it fits and so on. But I'm gonna show a different way to do it that is quite complicated, but sometimes it's a very efficient method. And the best part about this method is if you have a welder and a pair of metal snippets, you will be able to do this. It doesn't take any kind of special tools, and you can make extremely complicated forms using this method. In this case, it's accessible from the backside. That's a great thing because I'm gonna weld it in situ. That means I have no chance to put paint on the rear of the panel, but I can do that from within later on. As you can see, we have several shapes. We have this part in here, then we have this part right here, this part that goes in there, and then the lower part in there. I'm gonna fix this using several repair pieces. The first one will be this one in here, the inside lip. Now I'm just gonna measure the depth of the size of the metal. 1.5 centimeters. As mentioned, you could use a completely normal metal cutter if you don't have one of these, but this will make it a little bit easier. And then I will take this piece and form it into place. It's at an angle and it seems to be the perfect angle. And this down here needs to be pretty precise as well. So now I have this piece and I'm gonna tack weld it in. I'm not gonna fully weld it just yet because I might need to take it off to alter it a bit, but this is the first piece of the puzzle, which this is for sure going to be. And then I'm just gonna grind these welds flush because that's where the next panel is gonna sit. The next piece it's going to be this from here to here and down there and there. For this I'm going to make a small template because there's a bit of a shape to it. There we go. And it doesn't matter that it's too far out this way because I can grind that flush. That will make it a lot easier actually. So instead of trying to make a gap like this, then just do an overlap and then weld it from the inside and grind it flush afterwards. I'm going to make this out of a piece of metal. So this is it. I'm going to weld this in. Just need to take off a little bit from below. There we go. And then I need to clean up the arch so it looks a little more smooth. That's better. Next up will be the piece that goes from here to there and there and there. By the way, rubber gloves are the wrong gloves for welding. I bet you know that, but in case you don't, it's a bad idea. It will burn right through. I think this will be all right, like so. And I'm going to do a small overlap out here, just like I did in there. Going to make this out of a piece of metal. Using a magnet to hold a piece like this is great. And it needs a slight curve. It's so pliable, this stuff, that it's possible to do in hand. Right there. Ow! Stupid gloves. There we go. So got this edge a little bit bad. But once again, one of these finger sanders, great for stuff like this. The last piece of the puzzle is this. Now it's just a matter of welding it all up. Going very slow. It's not a place that would warp a whole lot because of all the angles, but still. I could also just cut the welds off and remove the piece if I wanted to weld it on the backside, but no reason for that in this instance. This is just to show the technique. It would be better to not have a massive gap right there, for instance. There's a lot of stuff that could have been better. But I'm just going to weld it all up now, put on some real gloves for that, and then weld everything up, weld up this edge, and all that, and then take you back. After a bit of welding, it looks like this. Now comes the second part of being a 3D printer, because there's a lot of excessive material, especially since there was this edge over here. I had to add a lot of material using the welder. That's never good. But I'm going to try to shape it into shape. It's not going to be perfect, I can say that already now, but it is a base for a lot of filler if you want that. I'm going to sand. So this is the result. This has taken about an hour. It's a bit heavy on the sanding side. You'll have to, you will use quite a lot of that, but it doesn't necessarily take that long. And I'm not going to call this perfect, not at all, but it is a very, very complicated shape, somewhat finished up within an hour, and it's definitely possible to make this look rather nice using some filler and so on. Honestly, if I had used 2 hours instead of 1, it would have been a lot better. If I used 3 hours, it would be even better. It really matters how much time you spend on stuff like this. But the last reason why I'm not going to spend more time on this is because this fits right there. The only thing that is visible is nothing of the patch that I just did. So yeah, it would be a waste of time. This is just going to rust in here for the next couple of years, and then I can fix it again in a couple of years. As you can see, the entire car is a Frankenstein at this moment. But it turned out all right. Thanks for watching this little how-to fix complicated shape using very, very basic tools. Is it the best way? Probably not, but it is a way that everyone who owns a welder can start doing. So that, I think, is something. Thanks for watching. Don't forget you can support me. There is a Patreon link down below, and see you in the next one.